The next player we're covering in our 2019 NFL Draft Profile Series has enough letters in his name to form the alphabet. I'm talking about J.J., better known as J.J. Arcega-Whiteside of Stanford, and he's a wide receiver that has a lot of people excited. Stick around as we dive a little bit deeper into what we project his NFL outlook to be.
The NFL Draft Profile Series, NFL prospects, break it down, let's get it. People's pen and the gridiron scholar, time to do it major. Let's see who running the field, let's analyze the data. Yeah, let's go.
Stanford wideout J.J. Arcega-Whiteside has the prototypical size for the wide receiver position. He's also the son of Brazilian professional basketball players. I mean, this guy is just built as an athlete. He has a lot of people excited, thinking he's an underrated and underappreciated sleeper at the wide receiver position in the 2019 draft. John, I think the secret's out. I think a lot of people know about this guy. I think the buzz has certainly been strong enough to propel him to top 5 lists for certain people at the wide receiver position. I'm not definitely there yet, and I don't know that I ever will be. I'm curious your take, though, on the Stanford receiver. Is he somebody that you think can thrive at the next level, and maybe we haven't seen what his true ceiling is yet?
Andy, I watch so much college football, and I stay up late on Saturdays, often till 1 in the morning on the East Coast, watching Pac-12 football. Watching him perform over the last 2 years and studying his film, I really do like the upside of this young man. However, we still have one last data point that we need to look at. He did not participate in the drills at the combine. So there are some questions about not only his straight line speed, but more importantly, his elusiveness and his agility. So on March 19th is the Stanford Pro Day. And that's when I think we're going to get the final data point in J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. But I do like the film very much. He had a stupendous career for the Cardinals. In school history, he finished second with 28 career receiving touchdowns. Third with 9 100-yard receiving games. 10th with 16.44 yards per reception. Very productive player on the field. In 2018, he was named team captain and earned all Pac-12 second team after accumulating over 1,000 yards receiving on 62 receptions, and he scored 14 touchdowns. The year before, he was named all Pac-12 honorable mention and led the club in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. I really like the body of work this young man has done. He has 135 career receptions. I like the 150 mark, but I'm okay with that. He exceeds my benchmark in yards per reception, and his team target share last year is very strong at 24%. So I like all that. I'm just waiting for those scores at the Pro Day. Now, you mentioned his Brazilian background. He also played basketball in his background. He's big and thick frame at 6'2" and 225 pounds. He quickly gets into the pocket of defensive backs. He eats cushions as an appetizer and gains separation as the main course. He really attacks the defender. I love it. And he gets the separation later in the route. He has nimble feet and good body control for a big man. His footwork is nuanced, and he disguises his route running, and he fakes out his opponents. He's an intelligent player on the field. Because of his size and his strength, he's very good leaping ability, and he easily high points the pass. He regularly wins contested balls. He ventures into the middle of the defense, and he does not back down from contact. Now, he sporadically wastes time getting into his routes off the line of scrimmage. So I really want to see that maybe the 10-yard sprint time, and I want to see the 20-yard shuttle times. He's not a speedster, and he does not gain a lot of yardage. But he's your classic X-receiver as far as production and size. I really like this young man. I have a second-round grade on him. What do you think, Andy, about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside?
So you mentioned the basketball background, and that comes from his parents, who were both professionals in Brazil. He was a track and field star in high school, but I don't even know how I could say star. He went to high school in South Carolina, was just middle of the pack with the 77 SPARK score. He ran a 4.7740 in high school. That's the last calculated time I could find on him. Now, and obviously a lot has changed since then, but I don't think he's the superior athlete he may look to be on paper. At 6'2", 225, I mentioned he does have prototypical size. He does have the strength. But I think because of that, he tries to play to contact too much, and he allows defenders to get on top of him. It'll draw flags, but I think he could separate better. I think he has the ability to, but I think he tries to body up, and he needs to feel the contact on his body kind of like box out. That, to me, speaks more to like a tight end, as crazy as it is. And he's a good blocker, and I've heard others suggest this and do think he could be someone that could move to sort of that hybrid move tight end position. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He tracks the ball fairly well. He's got reliable hands as a catcher. But to me, he looks a little stiff, especially in those receptions and with the ball in his hands. I mean, off the line, he's got quick feet, but sometimes it seems more like noise than substance to me. He's not going to get jammed there. He has the strength to win off the line. But once he's into his route, seems a little slow there as well and doesn't really create a lot of or a ton of separation. John, the overall feeling I get from J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is that in a world where sleepers are now non-existent because of shows like this, he fits the bill as someone not projected at the top of the class, but has enough there to surpass those projections and surprise given the right landing spot. I think based on the talent, it's a little bit of a reach to try to justify that just anywhere he goes, he's going to be a star. I think he could be a very nice complementary player at the next level. Maybe that top 20 to 30 receiver at his height, but I don't think his upside is in a featured role. I mean, I think we'd look to somebody like maybe Jordy Nelson as what his ceiling could be as that touchdown machine, which would be great, but I don't think he's necessarily there and may never hit that. So I'd say maybe top 20 to top 30 in a fantasy setting would be what I see as his upside, but to get to that next top 10 to top 15 range is not something I'm projecting. Let us know, though, how do you feel about Arcega-Whiteside? Is he somebody that you're all in on? Is he a target of yours in your dynasty drafts or redraft leagues? However you're drafting this year, leave it in the comments below. Leave it in the notes. Like, subscribe if you can, and check out all the other players we're covering. We appreciate you stopping by today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll be back for another one.